Hello and welcome to the road to nowhere.
Yeah, good
We
start.
are on that road. Yeah, I'll do that one more time. 3, 2.
I'm keeping that in the YouTube though. You can take that out of
Yeah,
the audio, but that's
I
going to
will.
be
I will.
YouTube.
I will. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the road to nowhere. The roadmap out of this lockdown has been set out by Bojo. I'm Tom Elwes and I'm joined today as ever by my co-host, Mr. Ali Woods.
Hey listeners, hey viewers, how's it going? Smashed 100 YouTube subscribers. Thank you very much to everyone who subscribes on YouTube, watches it on there. But thank you as always to those listening at home. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're ready to drive Mad Max style with much danger out of lockdown. Just sort of revving the engine and taking everyone with you straight
Yeah.
to Tiger or Vodka Revs. That's where you'll find Tom. He's got, I assume, a new pair of skinny jeans being delivered soon. and
Ali, I've been putting the rips in the knees of those jeans for months.
And a sort of really nicely cut Emporio Armani black t-shirt that sort of really like cuts like at the biceps and the shoulders.
And caviar across
Yeah.
the chest.
Yeah.
And I assume you're pretty hyped to see the rest of the LAN party boys. You know, you've got a pretty big night of Mountain Dew and partying ahead of your Quake marathon.
Quake marathon. Well, that's the thing. I was like, lads, we were looking forward to seeing each other. No one replied. So what can you do? What can you say? But yeah, it is funny. So look, well, let's just go straight into it. First news stories of the roadmap out. Main dates to remember: 8th of March. You can chill with one person out of your house outside. Don't need to be always on the move anymore. Constantly exercising. You can get coffee and sit in a park. Or a beverage.
That means, guys, dates are back on. You know,
dates are back on.
There's been some of us on this podcast who have been.
Who are you referring to?
have been talking to just one woman, just the one woman, and can't wait to go on a date. So that's perfect.
Well, look, I don't know who you're talking about here, Tom, but I am looking forward to.
She is. Yeah.
That's what I told you before on the podcast. That's what the Afrobeat stars do. That's what I was told from my friend who lived in Ghana.
She knows who she is.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly. Have you got a girlfriend at the moment? Yes. What's her name? She knows who she is. It's so good.
She knows.
But look,
some of us are pretty jazzed.
Look, okay, obviously Tom's trying to dob me in. I am genuinely looking forward to going for a drink, a sit down with someone, but I'm a stickler. I'm a stickler for the rules, Tom, and that went ham for a while. So let me go through these dates. 8th of March, you can sit in a park with someone and chill. But I think there's no point. I would only do that with people who are living within walking distance of me, because if I'm getting on the tube, then I feel like it negates the point. 29th of March, group of 6 allowed outside.
How far are you willing to walk to go on a date? How, you know?
What, are you trying to go on a date with me, Tom? It's a bit late. You missed your chance, mate. You should have done it in season 1 of this.
I just feel like if there was a girl messaging you and she was just like, yeah, so I live in Brighton, you'd be like, well, I'll set off now and I'll be there by tomorrow. Perfect.
Pilgrim's Voyage, yeah, exactly. Just sort of with a stick, just making my way.
You were like, what are you doing? It's like, it's for a bird. Like, I understand.
Setting up a tent. I get there, like, big bushy beard, stinking. Yeah. And she's like, ew. And I go, do you still want to go to that drink on the beach?
Come on.
Come on. I have traveled all this way. So, no, Tom. First, I know you now are a happily relationshiped man, as they say, and you are trying to live vicariously through me. But look, man, COVID's still out and about. I'm
not living vicariously for you. You're not doing it enough for me for my vicarious living. I need a higher standard of vicarious living.
Do you know how often I've heard that phrase, Ali? You're not doing it enough for me. But I try. You need to have more reckless fuckboy mates, which I have no doubt, Tom, that you have. Yeah. I have no doubt that for every podcast with me, you've got another mate going, yeah, mate, absolute jokes. Like, I was just like this girl. I was messaging her for ages on Bumble. Anyway, she was like, do you want to come over? So I went over. It's like a full-blown party. There's like 40 people there. Everyone's like fucking fit. Yeah, so obviously the nose candy's flying around, like whatever. You can talk to those people. But if you want to hear about my pious lifestyle of sticking to the rules, then this is what the good people, the failers, this is
This
what
is
they
why they
listen
tune
to.
in.
This is what they
This is
tune
why
in.
they come here.
So we got to 8th of March. 29th of March, 6 people allowed outside to chill, have a drink, which could be quite fun. Still technically supposed to be 2 households, but that could be bevs in the park. Again, a lot of pissing in the park in that 2 weeks. If this all goes to plan, as we are
Yeah.
well aware, that
Yeah,
happens.
much like the summer last time,
Yeah.
I was on Hampstead Heath and it was like Glastonbury. Some of the sort of there was like a sort of an area, a sort of bush area that was sort of shut
Mm.
off from the general public, and that was just one giant toilet.
Yeah, happened
Someone
to.
definitely shattered it at night. Someone's shattered it.
Oh
100%.
God, fertilizer for the grass. So
Yeah.
they they had similar at Victoria Park. It's a small little section that every lad was coming out of, going like, "Hey, here you go, have it, mate. It's all yours. It's all yours, mate.
Yeah.
Hey." So, and then you ask yourself the question: how close can I stand next to a stranger in a bush with my dick out? It's a question you got to ask when you're pissing. So that 2 weeks will be that. 12th of April, hospitality outdoors opens. So this is as well as, I believe this is as well as like gyms and hairdressers, 12th of April. But yeah, that's when you could necessarily sit in a pub garden with 6 people or with 5 other people. And then 17th of May, hospitality indoors with 2 people, no, 2 households, sorry, rule of 6 still. And then 21st of June, all social distancing measures are kaput, and
On.
you are going to vodka revs. You're getting a double. You're giving eyes at someone. You're in your best sort of, yeah, as we were talking about, sort of Yves Saint Laurent t-shirt, skinny sort of silver grey jeans, and you
You've
are
doused
out and
yourselves in
about.
Baccarat.
You got
The Baccarat
Baccarat, splash, splash, back, and you are there, and you're ready to get rejected. You are ready to get rejected, Ali. Don't worry about that. Sorry, I was just talking to myself there. No, but you are out and about, and that could potentially be what would be the livest summer in the history of summers. Freshest week for the whole country. It could be insane if measures are
If
met. Big if.
Yeah, if measures are met, variants don't creep in. You've still got a job because a lot of you won't.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Details. Don't have to worry about that. I don't think you have to pay for anything. Surely it's all going to be subsidised.
The tax hikes that will surely be coming in and destroy everyone's disposable income. You know, whatever. We'll just forget about him. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Yeah. But that's sort of much later down the line. Hopefully, fingers crossed,
Yeah,
for another generation to deal with, and not us. But
I think if the government was smart to put off the rioting, which
big
I
if.
assume will come, I would just slash the prices of beer and everything and give everyone a massive party, because everyone knows no one riots in winter. Too cold and rainy. Don't give a shit, right?
Mm,
Save the
mm.
doom and gloom for the winter, because no one can be bothered to protest and riot then.
It's
You
true.
don't want protesting and rioting in summer. You do not. That is,
People in May who I know who are big, I'm so right on
yeah,
equality. Didn't go to Black Lives Matter march because it was raining. So,
yeah, exactly,
and
exactly.
that was in May. So, let
Yeah,
alone, yeah, exactly. Going out into the
yeah,
the biting November cold to make
no,
a
thank
point. Are
you.
you kidding me? I can
Yeah,
make that point from Twitter with my 113 followers. Thank you very much.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'll stay at home and do that. And guess what? Government don't care about that. So you can
No,
sign all the petitions you want. The petitions. There's too many fucking petitions now. I don't care. Even if it's for a good cause, at this point, I don't care because they're
yeah.
just useless. There's like a
Just cut
petition.
that. Tom doesn't care about good cause petitions.
Yeah,
Tom
yeah,
says the left have gone too far. I'm pretty sure that's
yeah.
what
Too
he
many
should say.
petitions. But it's when there's petitions for bad things as well that are getting loads of signatures, which kind of just there's too many petitions. Like I saw hundreds of thousands of people signed a petition to stop a gay kiss in a cream egg advert, and I'm like, is this 1993? Like, are people still getting pissed off? Like, what is this? Like,
It's
I
mad,
just
isn't
think,
it?
and it just shows you that petitions clearly do not, online petitions clearly do not work, because I've not seen one successful online petition get something changed. I could be wrong, you know, show me being wrong, but like in the last few years, I can't think of one online petition that's actually done something.
It's tough. I know you've petitioned for Hollister hoodies to be fashionable again. That's big, but it didn't work, did it? We got
I said,
tens
guys,
of
what happened to Von
yeah.
Dutch?
It's
That's
like
what I said.
bondage hats. What is like? No,
I've got
something's
a
gone
wardrobe
very wrong with this country.
full of them, and
Bondage hats. That's so good. And Vans sneakers. You
hoodies with rhinestone crystals embedded. What happened? Come on, guys, let's bring it
Where did we
back.
go wrong? Where did we go wrong? When did the keychain on the pocket become not cool?
Punk,
Explain that to me, because that doesn't make sense.
no,
So, so
pop
yeah,
punk is back, guys. God,
but people just like signing petitions, don't they? They just like, because there's always that bit with petitions where one goes, "Well, now it's got so many signatures, it has to go to Parliament, so it has to go to Parliament." And then you know what
I love
happens? They
it.
go,
I like
"We're
it.
here to discuss the.
Yeah,
It should have really been called Boaty McBoatface
yeah,
petition,"
yeah, yeah,
and just checking, no one wants to do anything. Great, and then that
yeah.
is.
That's that. Yeah, if it gets,
That's
what was it, like 2 million signatures? Like, it's
Mm.
just, oh god.
Now it has to
Um,
go. It has to go.
Yeah, so if I was government, I would put off the impending rioting and due to joblessness and tax hike rises off until the winter, because then people won't be bothered. Basically.
People won't be bothered. Some good memes, as you said, about a particular strain. The idea of on the 20th of June, Boris Johnson addressing the nation. We just unfortunately did not predict the Ugandan strain.
Yeah, yeah.
There'd
Careful.
just be something. The Shoreditch strain gets.
Oh, it's pretty big. That East London strain. It's huge.
Yeah, no, it's like a local strain. Yeah, like I just like get that one
Pretty
mostly. Like,
independent strain.
yeah, yeah.
It sort of started at like kind of like underground warehouse things in Shoreditch.
Yeah, it's like an artist
Really,
thing, I
it
think.
really it really really sort of spread there and like really like grew its base in like the sort of
Mm,
underground basement
mm.
world of Shoreditch, and
Yeah,
now
yeah.
now
And
it's
now,
sort of
like,
popped
obviously,
mainstream.
yeah.
It's sort of everywhere now.
Everyone's
All
now. To be honest, I'm more about the Dalston strain now. Actually, like, you know what I mean. Like the Shoreditch one. The Shoreditch one like had its time, but I think like I saw like Stormzy tweet about the Shoreditch strain. And I was like, it's just gone too far.
yeah,
Like
he
it's
was like, "Oh
absolutely
mate, I'm so sick," like, and
yeah.
I was just
He
like,
said,
"Oh,
and I
yeah,
was like, well, that cat's out of the fucking bag then. So
yeah,
oh
yeah,
well, leave
yeah,
that,
yeah."
let that off. Yeah, there's could be a strain. But Tom, come on. How excited are you? How optimistic are you? How do you think it will happen like this, like they've set out?
I think there could be some kind of roadblock, but I think they are so focused on reopening the economy and getting shit back to normal that unless there's something really drastic, like if there is another strain that just completely null and voids all the vaccines, which it could happen. Let's fingers crossed it doesn't. I feel, however, like we could maybe get a bit more of a flare up back in winter and some restrictions to come back, but then that would bring us to the sort of 2 year period. And I know not all of these diseases or whatever just last a 2 year stretch, but most pandemics do. Most pandemics blow through in about 2 years. So I would like to think that maybe we can
Blow
get
through, yeah, sort of roll through for 2 years, like sort of what's going on, and then probably
yeah.
bounced.
And I was just like, not for me anymore. It's
Yeah,
a bit like my
exactly.
time in Australia. I was just like, oh, I've done it. I'm
Yeah.
not. Like yeah, I kind of come through for a couple of years and then burn out. And I would like to think that that's what would happen. I'd like to think we have a bit of a flare up come winter and then
Mm,
all good.
mm.
Otherwise, I don't know what we'll do. I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to think about it.
So, but do you think there'll be a? The listeners need to know. The listeners listen to this podcast because they're like, Tom is the news anchor that I look for in my life. Just listen to
Fine.
the way he says news with the
Yeah,
enthusiasm. The news.
exactly. No, I
So,
would say.
do you think we are going to have a party in July?
I think we'll have a party in July. Absolutely. I think July, all of summer, all the way to September, and then maybe a bit of October, and then I think Halloween, May. I think October, November. I think the vaccines will start to wear off on people because it'll be about 9 months kind of thing. And I think we could find ourselves in a bit of a situation next winter where restrictions may need to come back in. But then after that, I think we're good.
Okay. So that
Absolutely.
there you have it, listeners. Tom Luz himself, El Wes, has
The
spoken.
L Wizard has spoken, and he's said what his predictions are.
This
And I think that's
summer,
about right. I think that's about right.
this summer's
I
going to
mean,
be
we
a big
could,
one.
don't get me wrong, we could just get completely fucked and blindsided by some crazy variant that just fucking ruins everything. But
Someone just
yeah,
like sort of like I don't know, just has mongoose soup or something like that, and then
Yeah,
that fucking just goes nuts over everyone.
nuts. Yeah, just really does everyone in. But
So they are vaccinating. This is breaking news. Again, we're giving you up to the minute news for when we record this. So when it comes out, it'll be absolutely superfluous. And everybody, like, yeah, we all know that.
yeah,
But 40 to 49-year-olds are being vaccinated at the moment, which, as I said off air, means Tom is not far away from getting vaccinated himself. So that's exciting that we could have live on the show Bill Gates himself coming through Tom's head. We could
yeah,
ask him some questions.
broadcasting. Just
Exactly. How the Microsoft
you'll
packages are, what we
if
should
I get
download.
vaccinated, I will obviously sort of just be broadcasting. Everyone should get a vaccine. The vaccine's really good. I've had no weird effects from it. Just everyone get your vaccine is exactly what I'll be spouting once I've had it. So
Get your vaccine. And I've never been more enthusiastic about the latest range of Microsoft products. They really are
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. Use Microsoft Surface. No, screw an iPad. Trust me, a Microsoft
Oh,
Surface.
100%.
Simple as
100%.
that. So much better.
And
So
I
much
was saying
better.
that. I was saying that before the jab.
Yeah.
But
Surface.
yeah, so that's good that 40 to 49-year-olds. I know both my parents now have had one jab. I asked my mum, how was it? She said it was fine. Woman, a few words, apart from when she's criticizing me. So there you go. So that is all. That is all I know of it.
Just a podcast to this podcast, which is just Ali's mum pointing out his flaws, and she's got an hour every week of
Yeah,
material.
I
So
don't. I don't feature on it. I don't guest
yeah,
on it. It's just. Speaking of my flaws, I did this week, and if you follow me on Instagram on the story, you might have seen it. But get this, Tom. So I got to prepare. I got to prepare myself for the what could happen, the summer that could be. I'm doing what any young man in my position would do. What do you think I'm doing?
oh yeah, you took a photo with your shirt off on your Instagram.
I'm vetoing. Well, yeah, that is true.
I
But
don't know how I felt
because well, this it's fine to have these sort of feelings, Tom. Don't be scared of
about that. Just
them.
trying to thirst trap people with your
This
shirtless,
is
shirtless.
no, but it wasn't.
First, I wasn't actually sure what it was due to the paleness and the whiteness of the wall behind you. But then I sort of put two
It
and
looks
two
like
together.
that
Yeah,
face from
and
Doctor
I was like,
Who.
"Oh no, this isn't actually a squashed baby bell. This is this is this is
Squash
happening
Baby Bell
instead."
could be a nickname. Don't worry about
Yeah.
that. But you saw it though. Then I veted my chest, but I ran out of Veet cream, so now I just have, I have a nice clean chest here,
Weird,
no
yeah.
hair, and then weird hairy nipples.
Well, there's someone I'm sure out there who would be all right with that. Not me personally. I think it's disgusting, but I'm sure there's someone who would be like, "Oh,
Could be,
that's all right. That's fine."
could
Did
be.
you get
Yeah.
lots of GMs from your thirst trap? Hairy nipples.
Look, Tom, I don't do these things to thirst trap. I mean, maybe they unfortunately are thirst traps because I have this sort of natural confidence, which
Okay.
belies my pasty skin. But
Yeah.
maybe that's what happens. But I don't do it for that. I do it for the bands. I've always
Okay.
been about that,
Just a
and
bad.
and I think it's very funny to have this sort of weird hair formation. And now I'm thinking I should maybe get Ali Wood's gigs in Veet across my chest for the summer, so I can be
Yeah.
at the pool chilling, advertising. See,
Promo.
smart
If anything, it should be
marketing.
ADIF. ADIF pod. That's what you should
I'll have
be.
that down my snail trail.
Oh,
I'll have that. I'll have
sure.
that lengthways. So I'll have Aliwa's gigs across the pecs. So when I'm
Yeah.
vertical, when I'm horizontal, ADIF pod.
Yeah. I don't know if you should do it in the hair or just in the future burn that is obviously going to come when you go around the pool. Like that would be surely better.
Smart
and
thing,
actually
Tom.
probably arrive quicker.
Yeah.
Probably,
Well, this is the beauty of it. Go hand in hand. Yeah.
yeah.
Red, big red letters.
Yeah. Perfect.
So yeah, that could well be a thing. But yeah, look, good luck to the 49-year-olds getting vaccinated. I think that could be happening this year as well. If you're a football fan, this could be big news for you. I'm a big football fan, but there is a potential that the footballing Euros, the European competition, could be happening exclusively in England. Which is insane if that happens. June, July, it would be.
It would be
And
too much. I don't think Britain could actually handle the shant that would go on. It would just be bonkers.
But also, could you imagine as well that I'm assuming that still no other outside of UK fans are allowed in because of the
Probably
closed
not.
borders? So it
Yeah.
would just be England fans at every European game
Okay. Oh,
after a Brexit vote. Are you
oh,
kidding me? It would be
oh. Can you
fucking
imagine like
disgrace.
you're at Wembley? It's not even Wembley. It'd be all the stadiums. It'd be like I'm at the Emirates and I'm watching Austria versus Italy in the Euros. It'd be the absolute dream.
Everyone will be coming down in the most offensive costumes. Imagine a France versus
Oh,
Germany game. There'd be people going in
God. Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
with Captain Tom sort of like effigies, just like, yeah,
yeah,
fuck you,
yeah,
Germany.
yeah.
And then also coming down in like a French moustache, baguette
Yeah.
with a stripy
Yeah,
t-shirt.
yeah. There'd be lots of people in the French side, like sort of waving white flags for the
White
surrendering.
flags. As
There'd
soon as
be,
one
there'd
goal
be,
goes in, I
yeah,
surrender. there
yeah.
would be
Yeah.
there would be
I
no
imagine it being extremely offensive. Yeah,
there'd
yeah,
be no sensitivity to any of it. But which, if that could happen, as you say, sort of the sesh that could happen from that, let alone being allowed out for the first time, but being able to watch international football in the stadiums around the UK happening, it would be insane. If England win any game, it's going to be carnage. I remember in 2018 down at Old Street, Shoreditch, Shoreditch, whatever, get over it. Pretty cool guy. I was watching the England-Sweden game where we won that quarterfinals in 2018, and it was pandemonium when we won and got into the semi-finals. We were all out in the streets on not Oxford Circus, fucking idiot. Silicon Roundabout, the Old Street Roundabout there, just all on the roads, holding up the buses, just going nuts. It was jubilation. Let alone when you add on to that the sesh frustration that has happened over the last year or so. I can't imagine
it's
it.
gonna be
It's going
wild.
to
It's
be.
gonna, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. Let's hope. Let's hope. I have a feeling that FIFA, if anything, it'll be held in I don't know, some sort of war torn but oil rich part of Eastern Europe.
Well, as we were talking
Yeah,
about before off air, yeah, the European competitions will be held in Qatar.
yeah. We just felt they were the best people to hold it and had like the best,
Yeah, we're excited to bring football to every part of the world, especially
yeah,
the ones which haven't had it before because it doesn't suit it and no one supports it.
yeah.
But
We're exporting European football, guys.
yeah. That could.
So it could be interesting. In other news, Mr. Potato Head is no more. It's no longer Mr.
Squashed.
Potato Head. It is now Potato Head. To not cause offense to members of the trans and non-binary community. How do we feel about this? I don't really care. That's my
Absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace. You've got to ask yourself.
It's an
There is
institution.
something
That was in Toy
very
Story.
wrong.
What are you
Something
doing?
very wrong. When I grew up, I was watching Toy Story. I didn't care. No one cared. Still no one cares. Right? Okay. Then suddenly you've got a little mob online of all these lefties, coming in,
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, you can't call him Mr. Potato Head. It's racist." That's what they're saying. It's racist, apparently. It's calling him Mr. Potato. It's calling him Mr. Potato Head. So now, what have they done? This is a chance for Hasbro, Mattel, all those good toy manufacturers to stand up for common sense, right? To say, no, it's just called Mr. Potato Head. That's his fucking name. He's a fucking mister. Yeah?
No.
But I tell you what's happened. As always, the little lefty mob have got their way. And it's now for me and my children to say, can we have the Mr. Potato Head doll, Dad? As they ask me every Christmas. And I've got to say, you can't have the Mr. Potato Head doll because they won't sell it anymore. I've had to buy one off eBay for 10 grand because it still has Mr. Potato Head on it. And that is unfair. And you know what? These people, because they didn't fight in World War II like I did, or at least I think I did, they don't get it, right? And so it's an absolute disgrace. That's my thoughts on it.
Okay.
Unseen.
Yeah.
It's dumb. I don't care. I'm like you. I don't give a
I
shit.
don't care. I don't give a shit, and it's because it's a fictional character. I think there'd be more people would be talking about it, or should like if it was like Action Man and they were making an action person, like that would be more of a.
Even that though, I don't give a shit. I just
Well,
don't fucking care.
person.
Action person. It's action person.
The action person.
The non-offensive, all-inclusive action toy.
Yeah, the action toy. Yeah,
Watch him or her scuba in your bath.
yeah. Just sort of,
He
yeah.
or she or they has all
Hey,
the skills to take on their
watch the
nemesis. And what is their arch villain? It's exclusion. Get him, everybody, or her, or they.
We've replaced the guns with books to give out on knowledge. That's
Books,
what we
books
do.
on knowledge, the more dangerous.
Knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I wouldn't mind action person either. I don't give a shit. They're fucking toys. Don't care.
Well, action person or like Bob. I don't even know what it would be.
Barbo,
Bob.
Barba.
Bar.
Well, I mean,
Bar.
that's another one. Look, I think it goes to a wider discussion, which is quite interesting. I watched a guy give a talk about it, advertising thing I was at, and yeah, whatever. Like, I live a baller life, just get over it. And he was talking about the toy manufacturing and selling and marketing, especially. It reinforces gender norms. I remember it well. It still is this way. You have the boys section, which is all blue and orange and red, and it's
And guns.
and guns, and it is and the guns is a weird one anyway, and swords and stuff. But also, you just have just toys that are like very high achieving, just like they're in suits and they're superheroes and shit. And then you have the girls section, which is all pink, and it is Barbie dolls with an amazing body and hair and fucking practice your kitchen skills at home.
They
And the
are
thing,
improving Bob.
yeah,
They are improving Bob.
but what is interesting though, what is interesting is like it's tough to change all that. I think it doesn't need to, but kids should be able to play with whatever the fuck they want. I remember the joke of like the idea of, or the threat of getting your son like a doll because they were being a dickhead. I mean, Bill Burr has a bit on that when his dad literally did it and he was like crying. But you should be able to play whatever the fuck you want to be honest. But it's just hard. And I appreciate, and this guy was saying as well, in studies and research, when they talk to parents, the parents who are like the wokey parents, they can say, look, we are raising our son to be whatever he wants to be, but it is hard not to, like, when they're going, can you get me this wicked gun, to be like, are you sure you don't want to be? Because you can have the kitchen set if you want. They're like, no, I want the fucking gun. Like,
Yeah.
so it's a long process, and stuff like getting rid of the Mr. and Mr. Potato Head is just part of it. It is tough, and it's really complicated.
They won't get rid of Action Man or Barbie.
They will, bruv.
No, they won't.
They're not gonna get rid of them, but action person could be a thing.
Yeah, but they'll make also. I think that's what.
Yeah,
they'll
maybe.
They'll be also.
Well, but then
Action
but then do they make action man, action woman, action trans person? Do they have to have sexualities for the action non-binary person?
Yeah, that's supposed to be action.
Because how many villains? Because the villains are fucked. Because how are they going to take on all these lads?
Barbo and action person are going to have a pretty lit series.
But the thing is, that's true. That is what's going to happen. I think toys are really interesting.
I think Barbie have made an effort to really get away and give Barbie like a real job, and like Barbie, corporate lawyer Barbie, and like
But their stuff as well is similarly, as well as having dolls that reinforce really negative body image, or really unachievable for women as well.
Yeah.
So now they
made bigger Barbie.
I believe they made plus size Barbie, but then that got criticized because it wasn't actually really big. It was just
it wasn't big enough.
It really is really complicated.
But then it's quite difficult for Barbie. It's for kids, because you've got to remember it's kids buying it. So I would have.
No, it's their parents buying it. It's kids buying it.
But it's kids playing with it. So it's the reinforcement of the kids. So I would have healthy, normal weight Barbie, not super skinny. But I wouldn't necessarily have like massively overweight Barbie, because I don't think that's a good thing to project to a young kid.
That's that's you cancelled, son. Sorry, mate.
I'm done.
Tom says fatties go home. That's his message. No, Tom says I don't want my toys to be uggos. End of.
I'd have realistic weight, but healthy but realistic, achievable body, healthy weight Barbie, fine. But I wouldn't have clinically obese Barbie. I don't think that's
Well,
necessarily
that's the
good.
latest toy this Christmas. Clinically obese Barbie.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a minefield. I've seen that. That to me, I want to joke about clinically obese Barbie, but then I
She's-
think
yeah. Oh, you're going to a
you
nightmare. You
can't
you
do
can go
that.
anywhere. You can be like, she comes to their own Twitter account to complain. But like, it's just,
Oh,
yeah. Oh, like,
yeah, clinically obese Barbie. You can't buy her though because she's not going to be owned by anyone.
go on,
She's
yeah, yeah.
just herself, and that's
So,
fine. She's happy.
but,
Well,
but that's tough because when it's for kids, I'm all for action person and Barbo. Like, no problem. I think I think that they should exist as well. They really should because everyone should
because they're still
feel like
fit. That's because they're still good looking.
everyone should. No one should be excluded as a child, but maybe that's my cutoff point. Maybe clinically obese Barbie.
Well,
It's
but
not.
this
I'm not okay with.
But this is the point, right? It's like as much as you can say toys influence kids to do this or that, you have got to parent your child. You have got to teach them that, you know, even though they play with Action Man, it's okay for boys to not play with Action Man. And it's okay for girls to play with kitchen sets or they want to play with Action Man. All this stuff is fine. You've got to teach your kid. You've got to be a parent. You can't just blame, well, now my son's playing with fucking kitchen sets. He's gonna fucking grow up to be a fucking weak shithead. It's like, what you don't be a dickhead. Like, and the same way as it'd be like, well, you've got to give my child every single toy because otherwise they don't know what. Just tell them that they can grow up to be anything they want to be, and they should aspire to be the best version of themselves they can. Whether that includes Action Man's kitchen sets, Potato Head, Mister or Mrs. Whatever, bruv.
I
But
used to
go for
wear
it.
a sort of tutu and also have a metal pellet BB gun that I'd shoot shit in the garden with. I was the
That was
beginning of
just
action
last
person.
year. That was just
That was
last year.
yeah. You should be able to wear and do whatever you want. I don't care. Okay, this is my stance. I think have all the things that we have now, but also have non-binary and gender-neutral toys as well.
Okay.
I don't.
But
think
what
we
if
should...
those toys don't sell well?
Well, I don't think they're going to sell as well, but they'll sell well for the people who are included.
Because then that's in the responsibility of the company to make toys that might not sell well. So should those be subsidized by the government? So the government's like, hey man, you got to make non-binary action person and we'll give you some money to do it.
For every, maybe they should, just so everyone can feel included. I don't know. It's just,
But they probably don't even use toys anymore. They're just all fucking on phones, just playing Fortnite with each other.
yeah.
And
I guess
Fortnite, you can be anyone.
yeah, exactly. So,
Well, for some reason, two blokes straight white men who don't have any kids,
yeah,
didn't really solve the inclusivity toy debate. I'm not sure our producers, of which you're looking at them, are going to be a bit. I'm going to be absolutely baffled by that.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting debate, and if you have any thoughts on it, please do give us a shout. We can talk about it next week if we want to. What are your thoughts on inclusive toys, non-binary toys, and how that would go forward, and what you do if you have a kid, and if you have a kid as well.
Yeah. Would you buy your kids action person?
Yeah.
Would you buy your kids that?
Let us know if you have a kid, what you would do and what you do for them, right or wrong. And I'm gonna call it out. I'm gonna be like, now we've just got intel from a shit parent here that says I might not buy non-binary action person. You're a disgrace. Get off.
Yeah. Done.
Yeah,
evil.
Cancelled. Yeah, exactly. I've called social services. Done.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, get in touch. We can continue this chat next week.
Yeah.
Continue this chat next week. Right, should we do this? The fail mail.
Fail mail, guys. We asked you what you're most looking forward to on the 21st of June when life returns to normal. Ali, do you want to start us off?
So, I mean, with this one, it's more of a sort of a trip down memory lane because obviously there's not loads of stories here because obviously we don't it's prediction, but there's definite trends that I'm seeing amongst my followers. As always, thank you very much to everyone who got in touch. So we'll go through them. A few obvious ones: going to the pub with friends, going on a date, travel, haircut, which Tom, I assume you're looking forward to.
Anyway,
But the haircut actually, I think, comes in from 12th of April technically. So you're just savouring it, I guess. Then we've got some more. We've got some more left field ones. So party in my garden for myself, which
it's
is
a bit depressing. I've
go
got.
go on Instagram and see how drunk people will be.
Hmm,
Maybe join
this
them.
is a, this is a
Maybe
big insight into your followers. Just
hey, don't talk about the woodsmen or women like
woodsmen.
or they like that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely men. Woodsmen is accurate.
What have you got?
I've got be less depressed.
Great.
I've, I've got
Yeah, hopefully though. But that's true. That is true. There's so much nutrition to seeing your friends and having a laugh with them. And we've been not able to do that for months. So that will be great. I'm looking forward to it.
moving to the mountains by Felicia. Actually celebrating a birthday. A lot of like getting wasted. Um,
Yeah.
touching a human, any human that is not my parents. Okay, leaving
Touching your
London.
parent a lot. Okay. Cool, fine. Yeah, got a
Talking to
few.
friends, snog a stranger, having an orgy.
Whoa. Yeah, I
Having an
got
orgy.
an orgy, yeah, as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But if you're into that, have you ever had an orgy, Tom?
No, I've been.
Bit of a pause.
I no, because I got stuck in a toilet as
Excuse
one
me.
was occurring once.
What?
Um,
What's
I'll tell it
this?
next week. I'll tell it next week on
You're
the
just
podcast.
gonna leave us like that? What a tease!
You got to tune in for next week, and I'll
Tune
tell
in
you
for
the part
next
where
week. That will
stuck
be.
in the
We are
toilet.
starting with the toilet, or we could do that. That's just on Patreon. That would really
Yeah,
fuck them off.
yeah.
But the good Patreon
Oh,
listeners
for
would
the
get the
Patreon, it's
toilet.
actually a very funny story. I used to do it on stage. How I genuinely got stuck in a toilet at an orgy. Couldn't leave.
um, this is one I empathise with. Exploring London. Moved here in December. Been in lockdown since I arrived. Not ideal. Not ideal. So yeah, fair
Returning to
enough.
the office. Yeah, returning to the office to judge my colleagues in person.
I like that one. Bit of salt to it. Very nice. Again, moved to the UK in September, so I haven't really met anyone. Um, hugging lots of people, whether they like it or not. We condone consensual hugs on this podcast on All I Do Is Fail.
You need to rail the
As
woodsman in, Ali.
you are,
You need to rail the woodsman in. You
I
need to
know
pull them
they
in
because
line.
we're loving people. We're very touchy feely. We are friendly. Visit friends, getting drunk, having a dance. Obviously, a lot of getting drunk, going clubbing, something like that. Doing something with my life. Lol.
Not being scared anymore. I worry about my older fam. Oh, that's sad.
Oh, Jesus. Well, good luck. Hope that goes right. Live music, that'd be good. You'd be able to see Pendulum or something, Tom, something like that.
Something like that.
Party Shank.
Yeah, yeah. Party shank. Party shank.
Do you remember Party Shank?
No, I don't remember. Oh, Vauxhall Comedy Club, mate. Yes.
Suck up alert. Sorry, don't do that. No, that is
Don't come.
don't we don't want suck ups, mate. That is excellent. Whoever said that, you get a free let us know, you'll get a free ticket. We'll sort it out with Mooch, who will say, no, you're not getting a free ticket, you'll have to pay. At which point Tom will give him a fiver. So that's fine.
Okay, so here's a slightly more depressing number. The lack of brain power behind the so-called roadmap out of lockdown, only to plunge us back into another full lockdown by the 22nd of June. Thank you, public stupidity, and I'm staying in while everyone goes crazy, spreading COVID and increasing the R number.
Well,
God.
that's a fun one to have.
Yeah, that's pretty
And that's been the show. Have a good one. Take care, guys.
yeah.
There is
What a ray of joy.
Yeah, there is a bit of that. I'm a bit pessimistic, not sure we will really be getting out of lockdown on that day, and also waiting for the Bollocks Johnson to drop the bombshell that he was joking and freedom isn't happening. Bollocks Johnson's quite fun. Well, I'm sure there are obviously people who are more introverted, pessimistic, more cautious, whatever you want to call it, who will be suspicious and not happy about it. But you just got to have something to hold on to.
I saw both ends of the spectrum in a prep 2 days ago, right? Of takes on COVID in this country, right? And
Okay.
so it was this woman, right? And she was prep staff were serving two guys without a mask, and they were like, she was like, full Karen, you shouldn't be serving them. that's ridiculous. I haven't got their masks on. It's terrible. Blah blah
Which
blah.
I agree with, to be fair, unless they got a reason for it. But yeah,
Yeah, I think one of them said something about an underlying condition, right?
okay.
Anyway, she's
And she was like, "Prove it, then. Go on,
prove it.
then. Go on, then.
Papers.
Die, die,
Yeah.
then."
You saw another woman jump in, and she was like, "They've got an underlying condition. You don't know
Oh,
what everyone is, and like sort of have a go at her. And I was like, yeah, right on. Tell that old Karen to piss off because if they've got an underlying condition, then she's in the wrong, okay? And then right, that
oh.
second woman swung as soon as she said it. She said, "Don't believe what you read in the media." I was like, damn it. Oh no, I've lost all trust in you. And then went on a full insane rant about Rupert Murdoch and the media and how the media are controlling minds and how,
Second
COVID
person.
isn't real and
The
about
person
how,
who said the first person should leave them alone.
yeah.
Wow, what plot twist!
Then plot twist went
Oh,
full COVID rant, full, it's
well,
not
she had a
real.
mask on, but she had a
No, no,
mask
she didn't
on.
have
Oh, so she didn't have a mask on either.
No.
So there's 3 people in the prep without a mask on.
Yeah, 2 people, the builders
Oh,
who
may
were
not
got
having that. Yeah.
said they didn't have the mask on because underlying health condition. Then she said she also had an underlying health condition. And then she went on to say that COVID isn't real. Don't believe
Brilliant.
the media. Media, it's a conspiracy. Stop watching the news. The BBC are the most corrupt organization on planet Earth.
What a
It was
shame.
interesting. Both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's I
She ended it with go get a vaccine and shut up.
How weird though. So she's pro-vaccine. Oh, no, she's not
No,
vaccine.
she was like, go get your
Anti-vax.
vaccine and shut up. She's obviously
Oh.
not getting a vaccine.
Right. Okay. Well, I hope they all die. That's not,
Okay.
that's not what
And that was our show. Thank you very much.
and that is the message I want to end with. No. Well, that is bad. Get your vaccines, wear your masks. I think if you've got an underlying health condition, then fair enough, don't wear it. But I think it's a courtesy thing. Although whether it's masks do or don't really affect spreading the virus, I think it's a courteous thing to do. It makes people more at ease, and it really isn't that tough to wear a mask for a bit when you're inside a Pret. So speaking of Pret, someone messaged me to say 21st of June, Pret's hoisin duck wraps. So we got to let this guy know that you can get them now.
Right now. Yeah.
Because he's sitting there every day like, one more day till Pret. Hoisin, waking up.
Here we go.
He's got a poster of it on his wall. Yeah, so just on this last bit with the people messaging, again, thank you very much for messaging in. But a lot of people saying, cancelling all my plans I made for the 21st of June, staying in, a quiet night in front of the TV.
What?
I think they're joking. They're joking. Someone said hugs, like 50 quid hugs, and so many babies that I know get born this year. They will be hugged too. So looking forward to hugging babies. Someone said this is intense.
I'm looking forward to
Killing COVID. Just the idea that
killing. Okay.
And then finally, just sex! Exclamation mark. So
yeah, a lot of people just being like, sex. I need the sex. So
and they're not wrong. I respect that and I rate it. And there have been fewer sexually frustrated memes this year than last year, and I've said this before on the podcast, which I think is because people are sneaking around making whoopee, and I think it needs to stop. It's because otherwise, generally, it needs to stop.
Making whoopee.
Have you not heard of that phrase before?
No. That is a.
It's a great coitus. Yeah, exactly. Coitus, fornication.
Well, ladies, if you're listening, you can't, don't be going to make whoopee until the 21st of June. Then this man is all yours.
The beast with 2 backs.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for listening, guys. Yeah, thank you very much for listening. This has been All I Do Is Fail. I am Tom Elwes. You can follow me at all good social media accounts, and you can also subscribe to our Patreon, where I will be discussing getting trapped in a toilet and an orgy.
Let's do it. Let's be Patreon backers. You will get that next episode, which always comes out on Tuesday. Tom will be discussing how he got trapped in a toilet during an orgy, and that'll be for the Patreon backers on Tuesday. So looking forward to that. If you want to sign up, $5 a month gets you an extra episode every week. Patreon.com/ADIVPod. I've been Ali Woods. You can check me out, Ali Woods Gigs. I want to say shout out. Thank you very much to everyone who follows me on Instagram. Reaching 20K was a real achievement. So thank you very much. Really appreciate that. And we look forward to more. So we'll be back next week for the non-Patreon backers. Patreon backers, we'll see you Tuesday.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.